July 2nd, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. And what are we going to talk about? Kansas City, Independence, Missouri. Tonight we're going to talk about crime. We're going to talk about dangerous highways and roads here in Kansas City and the way people drive excessively too fast. I'm going to be showing a few things in the last few days, what's went down here in Kansas City. I mean, there's wrecks here all the time. Monday night, we were coming back from Liberty, and there had been a massive wreck. I want to show that. And they had blankets. It looked like they were trying to halfway cut the people out of this one vehicle. And but a lot of this could probably be avoided if people weren't driving so fast, or if they weren't, high or stoned, But here in Kansas City, that's the way it is. Also, I want to talk real quick about this. I think it was called the Blairs Law. Channel 9 News just did a recent deal here, I think with the prosecutor of Jackson County, Melissa Johnson. Well, I was just out today after I walked at the zoo. I was cutting my grass, my front yard, backyard. And there was a guy, had a fairly small child, had a BB gun. Now, it wasn't a gun, but it was a BB gun. And you're not even supposed to be shooting BB guns here in the city limits here, And I was thinking, how they're going on about, this real strong about how these people on these celebrations shooting these guns and stuff. They can't even enforce the laws, the basic laws here. And over here in Independence or through Kansas City itself. Now, I'm going to show that real quick too. Tonight, I came back. I went up to CC's Pizza. Got me some more pizza up there. And when we were coming back, there had been another wreck. Not as bad, though. Not as severe. And then we got down here off 435, and they were still doing some of those drugs, moving those drugs down there. They always find a different way to handle this. There was a vehicle off to the side. It looked like it was broke down. Problem of it is this homeless guy on this bike, supposedly over there by that Fisca station, had moved up there with them. Now, this is a real convenient thing to be able, this area, all these same locations where the drugs and, trafficking, not just in drug trafficking, but there was even children that's been up there. I've seen people moving children back and forth. Now, I'm sure that these people are not transferring their kids, even if, say they're divorced or something, and they're moving the kids. They're coming off 435 right off that ramp. Oh, man, there's something going on here. And then I noticed there was a prostitute over by the Fisca station hanging out on the corner. Looks like Independence of Kansas City, Missouri needs to get back down there again. So let's take a look at this real quick. I only got about 18 minutes tonight on this. I want to show this real quick. And we're going to start out with Monday night here. And also, Clay County Sheriff is doing something, which is kind of a good thing. They're actually giving away, I guess, O'Reilly's $10 cards if you have a problem with a tail light or headlight. Now, I just had to replace my headlight a while back, about a week and a half ago. It burns out every so often. You know how all these lights on these vehicles are plastic and moisture gets in there and it pops those lights and you have to replace them. But they were talking about how you could replace a headlight for $10. You cannot replace a headlight for $10 anymore, guys. That's not correct either, what they were saying. It's about $22 to $24 for one headlight if you go to Advance, AutoZone, or O'Reilly's. Now, if you go to Walmart, you can get maybe a 2-pack for that. When I replaced mine, I got me a 2-pack at Walmart it was about $23. But Advance Auto and AutoZone for only one was from $23 to $25 for only one. Not a good place. Good thing to get online if you can, if you need them. But tail lights, yeah, you probably can replace your tail lights for $10. But I will say one thing about up there at Liberty, up there at Clay County area, Most of those cars, I don't think I've ever seen a car up there, and I go up there many times. I have not seen any tail lights hardly out. I have not seen any headlights out hardly up there. So I'll give them 2 thumbs up there. And I can't say that about here in over here in Independence or Kansas City, Missouri, or going to the zoo, because man, there are cars. There's cars that go up and down 47th Street. Only thing Independence have to do is sit here from about 10:30 at night to about 3 a.m. There's cars that go up and down my street, don't even have no lights on at all. One thing I will say also real quick too about this too is some of these vehicles belong to like car dealerships. There's guys that's working for these dealerships. Some of these cars are junky, and they got dealer tags on them. So that's another thing maybe the police need to be kind of looking at. Look at some of these other businesses here. Not good either. But just another thing about Kansas City. So let's get started here. All right, guys, I got 12 minutes to show everything, so I'm going to try to squeeze this in as quick as I can. This was Monday night coming back from Liberty up there, and this was a mess. And this was a pretty bad wreck here, guys. Wasn't good. They had blankets out. They were still trying to get the people out of this one vehicle here. Now, how this truck over here, let's see if I can bring this in a little bit better. How this truck ended that far up in front, it looked like this whole top of this roof of this on that hood here smashed in. I don't know. I got this in slow-mo here, and I want you guys to see this. The other vehicle's behind, kind of behind this fire truck, and they still had people in there. They were trying to get out. They had blankets, you know, and stuff. It looked like they were trying to maybe cut them out there. I don't think you can see it because the police vehicle's hiding it. But it was over here, and you can see they were down in that gully-like area. But I wanted to show that. You know, holiday weekend is coming up here. And, man, these people out here driving way too fast up on the interstates and highways here. Something else they need to be looking at. But I wanted to show that real quick. And, like I say, I don't know if I can see that. You guys can see that a little bit better on that truck. You can see, I think, right there. See, the whole front end just pretty much smashed on that top of that roof there. But man, how that truck got that far ahead of that other one? They had to be flying. They had to be flying, guys. So hold on. Okay, so what you guys are looking at, I was out there mowing my grass out in my backyard, and this is on the back side. The house is back behind me. And what you're looking at, there's 2 individuals. There's a guy, it's an adult. And then there's another kid here. I don't know, I'm just guessing maybe 8, 10 years of age. And they got a BB gun. And they're shooting downrange here. Where, you know, and I'm thinking, you know, I grew up here, lived here all my life. Always went somewhere out in the country or somewhere to shoot and stuff. Went out to like James A. Reed or some place like that to hunt or whatever. But let me see if I can freeze this. But I was just thinking, and I had just come back in here. I was taking a break, got me a drink of water, and they were talking about that Jackson County prosecutor, I think her name's Melissa Johnson, was talking about that Blair law. And they're talking about actually about how, you know, basically, you know, people shooting them on the holidays and stuff, and how they're going to enforce this stuff. And this is just a BB gun, but still, it's in the city. You're not supposed to be shooting a BB gun in the city. They don't have a target at the back of the basically their fence line here or anything. They don't have one on the back of their house. They're shooting downrange. Anybody could be on down the way. Now, it didn't look like a high-powered BB gun. It just like a pump. It was just a pump. But still, there's BB guns out there as good as 22s. And I'm thinking, yeah, they can't even enforce the laws here in Jackson County, in Independence, Missouri, in Kansas City. And I'm watching this here. And this is just nuts. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, guys. Let's see, I turn there. Let me go back one more time here. Take it back because I was up getting my mower. But I was thinking, what did this adult guy anyway? You know, little 10-year-old kid there, man. I don't know. Crazy. They were right there. There's one of them. And he was pumping that, and they were shooting it. And I was thinking, yeah. Well, you know, today a BB gun, tomorrow a 9mm, 45, whatever. So hold on. All right, guys. So tonight, come back, 435 23rd Street. I always love the trash alongside the road here too. I mean, you know, crazy. Brighten this up a little bit. We're getting off here 23rd. Let's see this for a second. All right, look at that. Okay, here's one right in front of me. Expire 6/15/25. Expired temp tag. Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to go on up here where they deal the drugs, up here off these ramps and stuff. Let me see if I can get this stopped in time. Always some good upstanding citizens here. Always excited here too, guys. Let's see if I can get this in. I'm trying to get this a little bit clearer. For some reason it's kind of blurred on me. Okay, so we got this guy. Now, is there, I don't know about the, I don't know, is that a van like? Maybe that's where the tire would be, I guess. But what I found interesting about this is this guy in the yellow is this one here. Other Latin guys here. But he's got a bicycle up here. He come up and met with him. That's weird, man. I don't know. That just, but this is the area that the drugs go in. And as we got down here over here by the Fisca station, there was a prostitute that was hanging over here off to the corner on one side at Fisca. And they're revving up for the weekend, guys. I'm sure they'll be selling drugs down there at Fisca down there too. So I mean, you know, anything probably go. Now they've run a lot of them out of there, but I bet they'll for this holiday weekend. Yeah, buddy. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. And even when I got further on down, there was another gal that was questionable. Let's see if I can. Let's see here if I can stop this. Hold on, guys. Okay, I don't know how good you guys can see this, but right here is that gal. She's a hooker. You know, right off over here. Oh, I'm sure they're gearing up for this weekend over here at that Fisca. And not good. So hold on, guys. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up because I'm about ready to run out of time here. But tonight also, like I say, when we were coming back, I would have been southbound on 291. There had been another wreck up there by Liberty. It was going northbound. It looked like they just sideswiped one another, just two cars. But a lot of, like I say, people driving way too fast, guys. Anyway, keep your eyes open. And 4th is coming up. Have a safe one.